Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to focus on how to wrap some door panels with some vinyl. It's a leather style, so this is more for 99 to 06 GM cars, GM trucks, GM SUVs. I guess you could say Silverado, Sierra, Yukon, Tahoe, Suburban, Yukon XL, and maybe even Cadillac. I'm not sure about them, but y'all stay tuned and just follow up for the next steps. Anyways, this is what we are working with today. This is some vinyl from Hobby Lobby, I guess. I paid $12 for a yard. Sometimes you'll be able to find it on sale, for $7 and some spare change, but not today. I'm going to show y'all what we're working on right now. This is just one I did yesterday night, to see how it would look, and I really like it a lot, and it's not loose, so I think the adhesive did its job. But now we are going to work on the front one. I know this one's a little bit bigger from what it looks like, but as y'all can see, I already took the unlock little clip off. It's right here. And you will be needing one of these. This one's about 28 inches long and maybe 6 inches wide. Probably got more than what I needed, but I like to have a little bit of more space to work with. All you need is some adhesive for it to stick, which this is usually used in headliners and all that. You can find this probably in Hobby Lobby, Harbor Freight, Lowe's, Walmart, and these are your two best friends in this project. And y'all ignore the inside of my Tahoe, it's under construction. So let's get started and just make sure to follow up. Forgot to mention, you might want to buy this little tool for $2. I bought this at Hobby Lobby. It's just a little blade, I guess. Makes your life really easier when it comes to cutting. And these are the only three things I'm going to use besides this. But anyways, get you a measuring tape. It's about 28 inches, which I cut 28 and a half just to have more room, to spare. And it's 5 inches long. Right here, I believe I did 6 just to have enough space. But what I'm going to do next is grab my piece of vinyl and put it across, and as you can see, make sure you have enough space where you can insert it on this very end. So this looks about right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this and shake it and just spray it. Don't need much of it, just enough where it can hold on. If you put too much of it, it will start dripping and it won't stick. So keep that in mind. Next, you're gonna make sure you want to line it up as far as you can. Let's see where I'm at. This one might be even harder for me. So as you can see, here's where this little lock and lock button goes. So you're gonna have a little hole right here, but you want some of this to hang because you still got a little piece you have to make sure it fits. So now what I'm going to do is just press it down enough where I know it sticks. And as you can see, it's already sticking. This is not going anywhere. I know a lot of y'all are probably gonna say, man, that's not the right way to do it, but I mean, there's a way I'm doing it. You can either, do it this way or find a better way, which I'm one of the persons that don't really like to have a lot of this stuff. I'll get bored of it eventually and take it off and do something else, go with a different theme. But for the people that are lazy like me and don't want to take the door panel off, this is probably the best way you can go ahead and do this. So now, get your little flathead and you can start in middle. Eventually, the first pass is just going to be enough where this goes in and shrinks. After that, you'll probably need your blade and you can cut it off. Or if you're planning to have this for a long time, you could probably get the top and make it go in there. Me, I'm confident that this will be here for a good while. So as y'all can see, this is going in really easy. Well, not too easy, but not too hard. And I guess that means it's got enough space where it can go in there and it'll be tight enough. And you might ask if this part comes off. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to answer that. It probably does, but I don't think so. So now what I'm going to do, like when you get to the very edge, I'm going to grab my blade and I'm going to cut it on the very edge. Not on the very edge, but just enough where you have space where you can grab some of the vinyl and still stick it in there. I'm gonna zoom it in for y'all so y'all can see it better. Anyways, now what you want to do is maybe start from here and go down, and just be careful with the panel that you don't cut it. If you do buy this vinyl from Hobby Lobby, I doubt you have any issues cutting the panel, since there's a little carpet on the back that protects it. And just lift it up and cut it. You're gonna have more trouble if you spray glue on it, and make sure to be patient with this. This is not for people that like to do stuff fast. So now get the flathead again and start doing the same thing I was doing earlier. It really doesn't take a long time to do this. You're just patient. I'm trying to take my time, just doing this so it can come out pretty neat, and you'll be able to hide the vinyl behind this and you won't even notice it. Now your next step, ignore this part. This part, you will be messing with this at the very end. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just worried about this being on the panel. So now your next step, grab your blade from, I call it the mini blade, and start be careful you do cut the vinyl apart. Really, it can be really dangerous if you're not used to using a mini blade like me, which I almost cut myself yesterday. It can get really sticky. Sorry, my blade fell off. Back in business. So now what you're going to do is do the same process as I was at the beginning. Remember, this is still sticking out. That's the last thing you need to worry about. First, just make sure you can insert it in. And I'm not a professional, so please don't judge and say, well, man, it doesn't look as nice and professional as the picture I posted on Facebook. Honestly, I don't care. I bought this Tahoe for like $1,200 either ways, so I'm not too worried about it. But as y'all can see, I already started using this extra spare vinyl and started inserting it inside. I believe this is the easiest part. If I can do it, you can do it. It has really nothing to it. So now, I'm just going to grab my blade again and do the same thing. I'm probably gonna cut it right here, and you should too. Reason why, you will be covering it under just the panel in between, so you need a little bit of extra vinyl hanging, you know, just for it to stick. So now I'll grab my flathead again and start doing the same process I was at the very beginning. So now, grab this knife again and just be careful where you cut. Sorry, I got this little piece, and it looks ugly right now, but insert it. Start inserting it, insert one. You can eventually cut this already. Not much use to it. piece that's left over. So now you're just going to do the same thing this side. I know y'all probably saying, man, first finish one side and then go to the other side. The reason I'm doing these sides, different sizes at different times, is because I wanted to get strength on each side and not be wrinkly when I'm done. Which I don't know if it will happen in this situation. Like I said, this is my first time also doing this, besides yesterday. I got this extra room, so I can put a little bit more. So you have a little hairs in the back because of the fabric, but you can wipe that down with some alcohol, wipes or something, or maybe a little brush. You might be able to even use a card. I won't know if it works. I'll use. Probably will work, but it works just enough to push it in barely. But yeah, I'd recommend maybe a little small flat head, so you won't damage your card at all. But as of right here, you can see this one is already halfway in there. So now you just start cutting a little bit more. Let me start around. And that's just me. If you can get more violence through inside of the panel, I recommend it. It means you'll have more strength to the model and probably the last long. You can see this still looks wrinkly. There's no, it's still not tight. So now I'm going to hold these functions like the other panel did. I'm trying to be as fast as I can, but trying to mess up, so. Make sure you don't make any holes in the panel, because it can happen. It hasn't happened to me yet. Has in the past with different situation, but not doing this. You can see it's starting to look better, which I'm not even halfway done. going in smoothly, so make sure to be careful when you pick at the valve. Make sure nothing looks like it's popping out. It just makes it look better. I mean, you can, you know, eventually if you get tired while doing this in the process, you'll probably just say, fuck it, I'm gonna just leave it like that. You can see this looks way better. So I'll put this one. Got most of this side done, so maybe the hardest part's gonna be right here. I cut a little bit here so the vinyl wouldn't wrinkle up once I try to put it in there. With that cut, it became more flexible now. So now what you want to do is maybe cut some more right here, just enough where you have enough space to actually, you know, not cause any damage. But I'm going to start from right here. And like I said, I don't know if the blade's really going through the panel right now. I don't really care. The last thing I'm worried about, I plan on going with some Escalade panels later down the road. Just want to find out how this looks being done. So now I'm going to go back. This still might be a lot of vinyl hanging out, but I'm going to see how deep this side can go. I know it's got a little bit more free space to it. You can see bottom side is smoother though. Obviously, I don't expect it to be perfect because I'm not a professional. But it will look alright. It'll look pretty decent. Now what you want to do is probably get rid of this bottom part. Be careful once you cut it down, because if you put too much pressure on it, the vinyl will eventually come out very loose. And if you do decide to go this route, make sure to buy extra vinyl. You know, you'll do it with a yard, half a yard maybe. I bought a yard. I hope I have extra, just so in case I mess up, I don't have to run back to Hobby Lobby and buy some more. That's stay at a pretty big distance from Hobby Lobby. So now, as you can see, there's a wrinkle right here. What you want to do is cut straight down and free the space. Probably push it back in. I'll do a triangle. That's too ugly. I don't know if this side's going to come out perfect, but just enough where it will stay in place. I'm going to go ahead and stick this right there. Keep on going. As y'all can see, this is really going to be your most difficult part of this project. Now, if you have better tools than I do, trust me, you probably make your life way easier. But we have these cheap Harbor Freight tools, which work. They get the job done, but are not the best. I'm going to go ahead and cut it right here. Just enough where there's space, I guess you could say, for air to come in and out. Let that glue dry faster. Which, yes, I know it's probably a mess right now, but now this, as I said, this is the most difficult part for me. Probably going to get stressed over it. Let me see what I can do. I might be able to put a little bit more glue in here. Let that dry out a little bit, so it doesn't look too bad. Question is, can I fix it? I don't know. Probably can. Tension right here. I'm sorry if the camera's blocking y'all from seeing this. I'm going to try one attempt, and that's probably cutting this right here. See how this works. Not doing it the right way. maybe this will even help me create tension, as y'all can see. Remember, you might mess up like I just did, but I just wanted to give you the idea of how I'm doing this. So as I can see some wrinkles right here, what I'm going to do, just cut the little piece off, which will probably not make the wrinkles go away yet. I'll probably be able to make it go away. Different process. But as y'all can see, this is what it should really look like. I'm going to continue and push this vinyl in and show y'all how it's really done. So now right here, all you do is pretty much just press it in, which probably is going to take about 3 attempts. So it can finally go in, which it will. Just remember, be careful on top with the panel over here. Not poking it. So this material is really sensitive. Most of it's in the way I want it to be. Like I said, this is just temporary, you know. I saw it in Hobby Lobby, the Hobby Lobby special, so I said why not and try it. Doesn't look too bad. This will eventually go away with the heat once you can get a dryer and have it dry. Like I said, honestly, not too worried about it. This finally will eventually stick in there. I know a lot of y'all are probably gonna be upset because y'all were expecting a full tear down, which I also apologize for that, but this is more for lazy people like me. So as y'all can see, this is pretty much finished product as of right now. It's not too much of a process. It just takes patience to get this completed with. But the biggest issue was right here, which I'm not too worried about it. It passes my check, so I know this one came out perfect compared to the one I just did. But here's the product, how it looks like. If anyone's interested in doing it, I can probably leave the part number in the description and show y'all what I used. Was this vinyl, but I mean, this is what 1 yard looks like from this end. So thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe.